Hello, I'm An'Tjuan Darrisaw-Love, and this is my story. As far as back as I can remember, um, I've been trying to figure out why I'm here. Probably earlier, like younger than a lot of people, just because growing up, I started singing at 3 years old. My dad um, realized that I could sing, and he said we need to, have this boy singing in the choir. And so 3 years old, I was singing in church, and just about probably like 3 to 10. I was in the youth choirs and all that good stuff. And um, people used to tell me, "You're destined to do great things. Oh, I see so much on you. You know, all these things." And I just used to wonder, like, what are y'all talking about? I'm the middle child, so I don't, y'all hear about the middle child complex. We kind of just feel like we just there, you know. And I dealt with a lot of that. I dealt with not feeling like my voice, not even that it was heard, but that it was relevant. Like, we don't have to hear from you. I dealt with a lot of rejection, fear of rejection, and just being confident and secure that where I was where I was supposed to be, and the people that were around me wanted me around. Not in my family, but it's when you're young, the enemy starts playing with your mind. Like, it doesn't start once you hit 18. It starts very young, and that's why it's so important, and that's why I love this Kingdom Fellowship, because we teach our youth about identity and who God is in their lives and who they are to God, because that's important. Because I was 6 years old, 7 years old, thinking that I was a nobody, thinking that I was irrelevant. I grew up the shortest person in the room. Didn't matter. Female, male, didn't matter. Age differences, I was always the smallest, always the shortest, and that's what I was always picked on about. I was picked on for my glasses, all of that good stuff. So I just struggled with, and it turned into me rejecting people. Like, I didn't care to be accepted, because I wanted to be accepted so much, and it hurt that I just felt that I wasn't. So I remember around 12 years old when I received the Holy Ghost. My mom came down one time. She was fasting during this week, and she would come straight from work, go upstairs and pray, I'm talking about warfare, man. And it's so crazy, because I think about this now, and I just see where I'm at now, see where I just thank God. But she was warned one day, came downstairs, and just so happened that all three of her children, because this never happened, we were all sitting at the table doing our homework, and she asked us, "Who wants the Holy Ghost?" None of us said anything. We just looked at her. It was about a good 5 minutes of silence. And then just me being who I was, I said, "Me," not thinking, that what was gonna happen happened. And I received the Holy Ghost and told my testimony to church. Then again, you're gonna do great things, da 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 da. So I was trying to figure it out, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just I'm gonna go for what I know. I stopped singing so much in church choir in my teenage years, because I got more involved in choir at school, choral music, foreign languages, all of that stuff. It started to really take over, because I was good at something, and the people in my choir liked me, and I was a leader there. So I was just like, okay, this is it, and this is what I'm going for. Got to college, was in choir, and it was about the round that I can't remember. It was first semester for sure. There was a Bible study that at Kentucky State University. We used to have Bible studies on Thursdays, and I remember being in that Bible study and just feeling a heavy pull from God, kind of like a come on back. And all of my experiences with God have been undeniable, and I've always prayed for that, just because I don't want to put on a facade. I don't want to perform. Never been about that. Like, I'm a performer major, but that's outside of my my life with Christ. And so I came back, and when I tell you the fire was on, like, I was praying, I was fasting, I was reading the word. Like, it wasn't no corporate fasting. I was just I didn't have a church home. I didn't have a church home, so my church was whenever I got some time to be by myself and with my Bible and pray. And I used to just sing sometimes. I had a couple people that would pray with me, or phone calls, stuff like that, or study with me. But I didn't have a church home. I didn't really have a covering. And I remember the summer going into my sophomore year in college, I told God, I said, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Like, my friends is doing this, doing that, doing that. And I wasn't really looking at them, but I was just saying, like, what am I doing? I'm just sitting here, I'm praying and I'm fasting. What am I doing this for? What am I studying the word for? What am I writing all of it? Like, what am I doing this for? And of course, then I didn't know, but I just came to a point of frustration. I just felt plateaued. And I just was like, when I go back to school, I'm going to live my life. And if you God, then you'll keep me. And as dangerous as that prayer was, he definitely did that. I lost myself. I lost myself trying to define myself, doing all this stuff myself. I'm still trying to break the habit of trying to have control over things. It's a process, but you know, doing a regular college stuff, everybody say, oh, drinking, party, and all of that. I was doing that, and I was trying to find acceptance through women, acceptance through friends, organizations. And it's crazy how it works, because even though I was searching for acceptance, in that, God was actually like showing me who I was, and I have no idea. I ended up being a leader on campus. I was Mr. KSU, Mr. Kentucky State University, but still didn't know who I was. But, you know, little by little, he started to show me. It would have had to be, I had many breakdowns. I had many breakdowns when I was in college, because I would come to a point where, like, I was just frustrated, and I knew what I was doing wasn't right, because I knew God, I knew his word. That's why I was writing so much. That's why I was fasting so much, because he was putting his word in me. He was hiding his word in my heart, and I couldn't deny it. I couldn't deny it. And so it was about 2020. Because I moved back down to Kentucky from Detroit 2019. I had my own reasons why I moved down here, but I visited Kingdom a couple of times before, and I was just like, okay, God, is this, I only grew up in one church. I was raised in one church. And I was just like, is this gonna be my church home? My friends went here, and I was never a person that's, I'm gonna go with my friends. But when I tell you, like, I think it was Associate Pastor Cheeks who preached the first time I came here, and y'all know I love Pastor Cheeks. And I started to feel like, okay, I'm supposed to move to Kentucky, and I'm supposed to live here. So when I got here, you know, I was all confident. I'm like, yeah, I'm on the road. 2020, really the ending of 2019, jacked me up. I lost my grandmother, and that was the closest death I've ever experienced. My grandma's like this. She was my everything. My grandma's the one who taught us about the Bible. She's the one who used to pray with us. Like, our family arguments, no, we're not about to argue. We're about to pray. We're about to take it to God. Like, she was a true woman of God, not perfect, but a true woman of God, and she wanted her family to be saved. And I lost her, and it jacked me up, because I didn't know, dang, I don't want to cry. I didn't know what grieving was until that happened. I didn't know what it was. And I got destructive. I got super destructive. I was just doing whatever I wanted to do. I didn't care who I hurt it or who I hurt. I didn't care who it affected. Those closest to me, the people I said I loved, I couldn't love them properly, because I was so destructive. And I can't even say I was upset at God. I just was hurt. I was hurt. And it took me going to her funeral. I actually got to see her body before, you know, the actual funeral, because I went with my mom and her, my aunties and uncle. And I didn't want to go, but when I did go, yeah, I had to learn what grieving was. I had to learn to be, the word, vulnerable. I had to learn to be vulnerable. And I actually sought out help, counseling, here at Kingdom, and it helped me. It really helped me uncover some things. And I know you do the confidential stuff, but it was Elder Joyce. I thank God for her. She helped me really figure some stuff out in that time. And You know, he had to go dig into the childhood and all of that, and had to figure out that my hurt and my anger and all this stuff came from the fact that I've been trying to rule my life. And I was coming to, coming to a lifestyle where I'm back, and I'm serving God. But it took me basically self-destructing to kind of be put back together again. And I'm really humble now, and it's funny to say it like that, but I'm super humble now because I learned what it is to have grace for others because of how much grace God has given me. I'm not perfect at all. And, fast forward to like here now, I'm grateful, man. Every time, anything that I'm able to be involved in, I know for sure I'm supposed to be in it. Whether it's the praise team, whether it's the youth, whether it's, Divine Productions, I know that I'm supposed to be here serving. I know who I am. I'm learning more and more who I am in God. And I thank God for that. I thank God for that because I can only imagine where I would have been had no one in my family knew who God was, had I never had a thirst or hunger that he gave me for him at a young age, I never would have been there. And so, people say you don't know how, for people, like, don't ever judge nobody praise because you don't know. Like, anytime I'm able to give God praise is because I could have been gone. Like, I didn't know who I was, so I didn't think I needed to be here. But I thank God that he showed me who I was. I thank God for Kingdom Fellowship. I thank God for Pastor Tim. I thank God for each and every one of y'all. And I truly, truly mean it from the bottom of my heart because y'all are my family. I'm down here by myself. Of course, I could call my mom and stuff like that, but I'm down here by myself, and I'm not a person that asks for help. I'm not a person that vulnerability comes easy to me. But being here and just growing in God has helped me with that. And it's a body, you know what I mean? It's not even about me. It's about how my testimony is affecting others, how my life is affecting others, how their life is affecting me. And so I'm just grateful that I can say that I don't struggle with, who I am. I don't struggle with thinking like this is what defines me. I know that it's God that defines me. And though I may have my shortcomings, I'm still growing in God. It's still habits that I'm breaking. I'm confident. I know there's victory. I know there's deliverance in it all. I know that I'm on the right path, and that's all I ever cared about. That's all I ever sought out as a kid. So I would just encourage anybody, like anybody, I would encourage you to seek God for when it comes to identity. This world will tell you who they want you to be, just to throw you away, just to show you how unappreciated you are in this world. But when you come to God and you come into the realization of who he is and who you are, that's when you get that peace. That's when you get that joy. It's stuff I got going on in my life right now that if I didn't have the joy of the Lord and the peace, I don't know. You know what I mean? So just be encouraged, man. God is real and you are necessary. So God bless, and y'all know I love y'all always.